concept of NLP, the one that, this is how I think human beings work, is that underneath every single behavior is a belief that controls it, that locks it in place. It's like a black hole of gravity that locks that behavior in place. And so I got a phone call one day from this woman, said, my daughter's 5 years old, and she was bitten by a dog, and she just feels awful. Each time she looks in the mirror, she's reminded of that event. So I said, I'd be happy to help. And as I hung up the phone, it was like, I have no freaking idea how to help a 5-year-old in that, because she doesn't understand what a belief is, maybe understands what a behavior is. So how can I create a process that's going to let her get the change that she needs? So we go out to a park to kind of do this process. And so I ask her name's Isabella, and I go, Isabella, so tell me what happened.
We were at a party at an acquaintance's house, and we were about to leave, and Isabella bent down to say goodbye to the dog.
And then suddenly, the dog just didn't show me any sign that it was gonna bite me or something. So instead it just bit me.
She was crying, dogs barking. They rushed her to the hospital. Nurses give her some stitches and clean her up. About a month later, the plastic surgeon makes the scar disappear.
As the time went on, it just grew and gained more momentum as a horrible, terrible, emotional experience.
I saw the scar and I didn't feel like the stitches really fixed me up good.
And that's what we need to fix, to say, okay, so tell me about a particular time where you looked in the mirror where you didn't feel bad. And she goes, when I got these, and they're like cute little earrings, we went to the mall and it hurt, but I didn't cry or anything. Really? Then what happened when you looked in the mirror and her whole face just lights up and her body opens up? I thought I looked beautiful. So now, come over here and stand over here. And she stands over here. And I say, in a moment, I'm going to get you to step over here in front of the marker. And she steps over here, and I say, well, tell me about that time, you were bitten by the dog, and now you look in the mirror, and she goes, her whole face falls. She tells me how horrible it is, and you can tell she's physically feeling discomfort. And I get her to notice where it is in her body and say, one of the things you can do with your feelings, you can let them go out of your body and flow down your body and into the ground right there, and we'll leave it right there. And as soon as she does that, her body opens up and she feels more relaxed, and her face is kind of relaxed now. And said, okay, now put down another marker, step over here, and I want you to tell me, go back to that time you looked in the mirror when you got the earrings. She goes, yeah, and her face lights up and it says, see what you saw back then, hear what you heard, and where did you feel it? And she said, feel it over here. And then we get her, sky's the limit for her. This is over the top. So I said, this is your feeling. You can do anything you want with it. Imagine you have a volume knob here, and figure out which way turns up the feeling. And she starts going like this, and it starts turning up that amazing feeling inside her. Just think about that she had this amazing event, she felt really great, and now she's got the ability to crank up that feeling and make it feel even stronger, more powerful, more vibrant. So I get her to take a side step over, come back here. I said, okay, in a minute, you're going to step in front of that marker, and when you do, that bad feeling is going to come up. When it comes up, right away tell me that it's there. She goes like this, she goes, and her whole body just kind of falls. It goes, ugh. It's like, it's here. It's like, okay, now let the feeling go down. This time let it go deep into the earth, totally leaving you forever. She goes, okay, now step over here and let that feeling that's great explode into your body. And she goes like that. I said, great. Now you feel it? Yeah. Now I want you to step one step forward and think about seeing a dog in the future. And she goes like this. And she goes, okay, how do you feel now? It's like, it's fine. When you think about looking in the mirror, how does it feel? And she goes, it feels okay.
We went and they played tag in the park and had a great experience. And about 3 days later, I saw that changes had truly been made, that Isabella felt whole, that she felt perfect, and that the scar was no longer a representation of all of the horrible things that had happened, but kind of a sign of how strong she was.
If you know who you are, you can let your guards down. and be open. And when you're open like that, and you create a safe place for the person you're trying to change, ideal situation is they let their guards go down too. And when you have that heart-to-heart connection, there's a really safe place, and that allows change to happen very quickly. Whether you use NLP or something else, or sometimes it's just, you just make a statement and that has an epiphany for them that changes. So change happens like that, but we have to create a safe place to do that, and I think that's being human.
I feel much better, actually.